Imagine you're on a massive cruise ship, your life. In the beginning, you're excited, full of dreams, and ready to chase all these big goals you see for yourself. But somewhere along the way, the engine slows down. So think of your life like a massive cruise ship. At first, it's moving, momentum, ambition, direction. But over time, the engine slows. The movement becomes less noticeable. The days blur together, and before you even realize it, you're drifting. This, my beautiful people, this is how mediocrity works. It doesn't announce itself and say, "Hey, how you doing?" It doesn't crash in and demand that you settle for less. It just nudges you into unconscious routines, dulls your urgency, and convinces you that good enough is normal. And once you accept that, you stop questioning, you stop pushing, you stop moving. Most people stay on that sinking ship, hoping things will change. But here's the truth: nothing changes. I mean, nothing, and it never will unless you do. So today, we're going to cut through all the haze and the fog and go through 7 signs you're stuck in mediocrity. And of course, we'll discuss exactly how to break free. So pay attention. This could be the moment you stop drifting and start taking control. Sign 1: you feel busy, but you're going nowhere. Every day feels packed. There's a lot to do. You're answering emails, running errands, keeping up with the obligations. But if someone asked you, what are you actually building? What would you say? And it's very likely you wouldn't have a clear answer. Don't get it twisted. Being busy and being productive are not the same. Mediocrity, it loves to keep you trapped in meaningless motion, staying occupied with things that feel urgent but don't actually move you forward. The fix: audit your time. Seriously, write down everything you did today. Don't miss nothing. And ask how much of it contributed to your growth, your goals, or your future. Then cut out the dead weight and start working with purpose. Sign 2: you keep putting things off. And that fear is now running the show. You tell yourself things like, you'll start tomorrow or next week or when you feel ready, whatever that means. But let's be real. That perfect moment hasn't arrived and it won't ever come. Instead, you stay stuck in hesitation, overthinking every move while opportunities pass you by. Procrastination, that isn't a time problem. It's fear wearing a disguise. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of that unknown thing. And the longer you wait, the stronger that fear becomes. Mediocrity, it thrives on hesitation because the longer you stay still, the harder it is to move. But momentum kills fear. The second you take action, even a small step, you shift from doubt to progress. And progress is addictive. So what's the fix? Stop waiting to feel ready. Pick one thing you've been avoiding and do it now, not tomorrow, not later. The faster you move, the faster fear loses its grip. Sign 3: you avoid discomfort like the plague. It feels uncomfortable to be uncomfortable, right? Mediocrity isn't just about what you do, it's about what you avoid, and nothing keeps you stuck faster than avoiding discomfort. You stay in a job you don't love because it's familiar. You skip the gym because that's hard. You don't start the business because you don't want to look like a rookie, novice, beginner. But here's the truth: growth and comfort, they can't exist in the same space. No way, no how, not now, not never. The life you want exists beyond the boundaries of what feels safe. Consider everything in nature, that it evolves through resistance. Muscles strengthen under strain, minds sharpen under challenge, and confidence is built by stepping into the unknown. Yet, most people spend their lives avoiding the very friction that would set them free. Mediocrity thrives in the easy, the familiar, the routine, but the life you actually want only exists in the hard. So, what's the fix? Train yourself to seek discomfort. Do something difficult on purpose every week. Speak up in the meeting, wake up earlier, start the thing you've been avoiding. The more you face discomfort, the less power it has over you. Sign 4. Take a look around you. You're surrounded by people who have no ambition. Those people around you, take a look at not just their words, but their actions. Are they building, growing, and pushing themselves? Or are they coasting, stuck in the same conversations? That's boring. The same routines, the same excuses. That's annoying. You don't just coexist with your environment like a sponge, you absorb it. If the people around you settle for mediocrity, you will too. If they avoid risk, complain about circumstances, or make excuses for why they can't, that mindset will bleed into you. Energy is contagious. Whether it pushes you forward or drags you down, you will rise or fall to the level of your surroundings. I know it sounds like it, but that's not just motivational talk. It's a real reality. And the most dangerous environment isn't the ones that are obviously toxic. It is the one that's comfortable, familiar, and quietly holding you back in mediocrity. The fix is in. If your circle isn't challenging you, expand it. Read books by high achievers. Put yourself in rooms where people are winning. Surround yourself with those who force you to level up, because success and mediocrity are both contagious. So choose wisely. Sign 5. Assuming you even have any, which is crazy to think, you've stopped setting big goals. So think back to a time when you had big, unapologetic goals, visions that made you excited to wake up and get to work. What happened? Where you at? Maybe life got busy. Maybe failure knocked you down. Maybe you just got used to playing small. But here's the hard truth. The moment you stop setting big goals is the precise moment you start settling. Without a clear destination, life becomes autopilot. You wake up, you work, you go home, you repeat. The days blur into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly, maybe not so sudden, you're in the same place, wondering, where'd the time go? Mediocrity isn't always about failure. Sometimes it's just about stagnation, choosing comfort over challenge, routine over risk, and nothing keeps you stagnant like a life without real goals. So what's the fix? Set a goal that excites you and scares you at the same time. Something that forces you to grow. Write it down, make a plan, and take one step this week Not someday, not later. It's all about now. Sign 6. You feel resentment towards successful people. I know that's hard to believe, hard to fathom, but let's push aside the ego and be honest. When you see somebody winning, what's your first reaction? You feel inspired, motivated to step up your game? Or does it stir up something darker? A sense of bitterness, jealousy, maybe even annoyance? If you're feeling resentment towards others' success, that's not about them. It's about you. That anger or jealousy, the coveting, it's your untapped potential demanding your attention. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. But instead of taking action, you project your frustration outward. Mediocrity. It thrives in the narrative that someone else's success means you're falling short, but that's a lie. Success isn't limited. There's no scarcity of greatness. Their win doesn't diminish yours. It just highlights what's possible if you stop settling. So what's the fix? Flip the script. Instead of feeling bitter, get curious. What are they doing differently? What do they know that you don't? Because they know something you don't. Study successful people, not to compare, but to learn. Let their achievements prove that success is possible for you too. Sign 7. You haven't learned anything new in a long, long, long time. Mediocrity isn't just about avoiding challenges, my beautiful, beautiful people. It's about stagnation. Mediocrity isn't just about avoiding challenge and staying in your comfort zone. It's about stagnation and stasis. If your knowledge, skills, and mindset have remained unchanged for months or even years, it's time to face a hard truth. You're not just standing still, you're falling behind. The world is moving forward, whether you are or not. New technologies, fresh ideas, evolving industry, every day brings new opportunities. But if you're not pushing yourself to learn, you're missing them. And while others adapt and grow, you're left watching from the sidelines. Growth. Growth doesn't happen by accident, it happens by intention. So, what's the fix? Make learning a non negotiable. Read, listen, study. Commit to gaining something new every single day. Even 15 minutes of focused learning can reshape your future. Stay curious, stay hungry, and keep evolving. If you haven't realized, mediocrity doesn't arrive with a bang. It creeps in quietly over time. But the truth is, you don't have to keep drifting. Right now, you have the power to change the course of your life. So I ask, which of these signs resonated with you the most? Acknowledge it, own it. This is where you take control. And of course, obligatory, drop a comment. Let me know what your next steps are. What are you no longer willing to tolerate in your life, for your life, with your life? And if this message hits you, don't just sit on it. Take immediate action. And if you would, please consider sharing this with someone else who needs to hear it. It's the do you rules. We don't settle for average, and neither should you. The moment of change starts now. Stay hungry, stay relentless. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.